Today I'll be showing you how to crochet a heart stitch bag. All the materials I use for this project will be linked in the description box below. We're going to start off by creating a slip knot and a chain of 24. For round 1, we're going to skip the first chain, and on your second chain from your hook, we're going to place 1 single crochet. And we're going to place a stitch marker on the first single crochet. We're going to continue to single crochet all the way down until you've reached the last chain. On the last chain, we're going to place 3 single crochets. So this would be the first one. And make sure you place a stitch marker on this first single crochet here. Now we're going to place our second on that same stitch. And a third. Now we're going to go ahead and continue to single crochet on the other side of the chain until you have 1 stitch left. On the last stitch, we're going to place 2 single crochets. So this would be our first one and our second one. Now we're going to remove our stitch marker, and for round 2 we're going to place a single crochet increase. So to do a single crochet increase, we're going to place 2 single crochets into that same stitch. And don't forget to place your stitch marker back into that first single crochet so that we know this is the start of round 2. So now we have our single crochet increase on that same stitch, and we're going to continue to single crochet all the way down until you reach the stitch marker. All right, so now we're going to pause for a moment and I'm going to count the stitches. So the first two here is our increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. So we should have 23 stitches so far. Now we're going to go ahead and remove our stitch marker and we're going to place 3 single crochet increases into the next 3 stitches. Don't forget to place your stitch marker back into that first single crochet increase. And now we're going to continue to single crochet all the way down until we have 2 stitches left. On the last 2 stitches, we're going to place a single crochet increase. For round 3, we're going to remove our stitch marker and we're going to place 1 single crochet and we're going to place our stitch marker back into that first single crochet. On the next stitch, we're going to place a single crochet increase. And we're going to continue to single crochet all the way down until you reach the stitch marker. All right, so we're going to pause for a moment again and we're going to count our stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. So we should have 24 stitches in total so far. Now we're going to remove our stitch marker and we're going to place a single crochet on that first stitch and place our stitch marker back. Now on the next stitch, we're going to place an increase. We're going to repeat this step 3 times. So on that same stitch, we're going to place another single crochet. And on the next stitch, we're going to place a regular single crochet. Make sure you're inserting your hook into the V's of the stitches. And on the next stitch, we're going to place a single crochet increase. On the next stitch, we're going to place a regular single crochet. And on the last stitch, we're going to place a single crochet increase. Now we're going to continue to single crochet all the way down until you reach this stitch marker. Now we're going to remove our stitch marker, and we should have 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches left. So we're going to place a regular single crochet. On the next stitch, we're going to place an increase. Now we're going to place a regular single crochet. And on the last stitch, we're just going to place an increase. I left the increase stitch markers here just in case you wanted to create another round of increases to make the bag larger, but I'm happy with this size and I'm going to remove them. Just make sure you don't remove the stitch marker that starts at the beginning of each round. For round 4, we're going to remove our stitch marker and we're going to work 5 single crochets into the next 5 stitches. Don't forget to place the stitch marker back into that first single crochet so that we know this is the beginning of the round. So right underneath that 5th single crochet, we're going to insert our hook and create our puff stitch. Make sure you have 7 loops on your hook. And we're going to yarn over and pull through all the loops and chain 1. And we're going to form another puff stitch on that same stitch. Now we're going to skip the next 2 stitches and we're going to repeat this step all the way around. And to end the round, we're going to slip stitch into that first single crochet. For rounds 5 through 13, we're going to keep repeating this step. I'm happy with this size, but you can keep adding more rows if you like. So I already created the handle on one side of the bag, but we're going to repeat this on the other side. Make sure you place your stitch markers. So we should have 3 rows in between. All right, so now we're going to start the other side of the bag. We're going to create a slip knot and make sure it's not too tight. And we're going to insert our hook between our puff stitch, and we're going to pull our yarn and chain one. Now right below the chain one, we're going to work a decrease, which means we're only going to create one puff stitch. On the next stitch, we're just going to create a regular puff stitch. And we're just going to keep repeating that until we get to the other side of our stitch marker. On the last puff stitch, we're going to place another decrease. So we should have a decrease, a regular puff stitch. Place a decrease on this. And turn your work over. And we're going to place a slip stitch. And we're going to keep repeating round 14 for rows 15 and 16. And we're going to keep repeating this step until we have two decreases on the sides and a regular puff stitch in the middle to create the strap. So now that we have our two decreases and our heart puff stitch in the middle, we can start building our strap. So we're going to turn our work, work a slip stitch into the middle of the heart, and on that same stitch we're going to start building our heart puff stitch. And we're just going to keep repeating this step until it's the same size as our other strap. Now with our tapestry needle, we're going to go ahead and sew these straps together. Now this part is completely optional, but I'm just going to work a single crochet to clean my edges. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe. I upload weekly videos, and I'll see you in the next one.